Hey, yo, what's up? It's your boy, sir, of the 2020 Podcast, LLC. Please say the LLC. And before you listen to this episode, I just got to let you know, I need you to stop what you're doing. Go to blkrenaissance.com, and I need you to shop for the culture. That's right. Anytime you use the promo code LLC20 at Black Renaissance Clothing's website, you will get 20% off your order. Off rip, no questions asked. So do me a favor and do it for the culture. Peace.
Hey y'all, it's your girl Sade with Black on Black Rhymes. Step to the mic.
Mic check.
People always ask me where I get my confidence from, and I get it from inside. It's an inside thing, y'all. And when it comes to beautiful skin, I rock with Blendia by India, where her motto is, be confident in your skin. She has a variety of naturally made soaps to keep you smelling good, hair products for long, luscious, healthy hair, and even beard products for men. You know, we got to keep those struggle beards away. So visit BlendiaByIndia.com and use promo 2020skin to get 10% off your order. Thank you, Blendia by India, for being a sponsor of the 2020 Podcast, LLC. Please say the LLC.
Hey, this is Butter So Fly of Powerlines Poetry, here to let you know anytime I feel good, I have to look good, so you have to listen to me. Make sure you go to gurudesigns.com, use a 3 instead of an E. The website is great, so you can get something for yourself, and then she makes custom clothes for men too. And guess what? I got a promo code for you. Use 20/20 and it'll get you 15% off of any order $25 or more. You can't beat that. Go to gurudesigns.com.
The self-destruct sequence has been activated. Repeat, the self-destruct sequence has been activated. This sequence may not be aborted. All employees proceed to the emergency car at the bottom platform.
Okay, we lit it just like a fuse, so no need to pick and choose. Welcome to 2020, where we do more than interviews. The hottest be coming through, jumping knowledge on all of you. Get a bigger the front of you with the truth that they offer you. Yeah, hands up, we doing it for the culture. To give artists and businesses more exposure. Keeping it real and stay silent just like a boulder. It's about to go all the way down, can't get no lower. Chasing my dreams, know that they get no slower. But if I stay running, I promise they getting closer. Moreover, success my older. And if you're sleeping on me, I'm waking them up like Folgers. I told you, coming from the land with the tide roll. Well, we'll be on a whole different vibe though. We like to ride slow and keep our windows tinted so you really can see us like Stevie Wonder waking up with his eyes closed. Yeah, got the kind of flow that rock the boat. On my 16s of pounds of dough. And if you figure you can hang with me on the mic, then grab some rope. Matter of fact, better grab some hope. While you at it, we keep it live, it's time to tune in. Turn up the sound on what you're using. It goes so hard, I think it's bruising. The show is 2020, no need to zoom in. Yeah.
Hey, yo, what's up, man? It's your boy, sir. I'm sorry. It's your boy, sir, of the 2020 Podcast, LLC. And this is SquadGoals. We are back. Another episode, the season finale, man. Listen, to those of you that don't know, we've been rocking hard for literally the last 6 months, putting out content as a group, making sure we get together and give y'all what y'all want. So before I go any further, I got to tell my team I appreciate each and every one of you. I love you all. You guys are the greatest. Y'all took a small concept and y'all made it big. Y'all made it grow. Every time we get to do this, it's a cheap form of therapy for me. So I am without words when it comes to y'all. It's nothing like seeing this come together and getting the reaction from the fans since we've been going live has been astounding as well. But I know that would not be possible without y'all. So thank you guys. I appreciate you. Love you all. Now, what you look like you was about to speak, Jess? What you was about to say?
I was just going to say we appreciate you too. Okay. Thank you for sharing your vision with us. When you share your vision with people, I like to think of it as you're sharing your dreams with the world. So thank you for doing that. You are doing great things and allowing us to have necessary conversations for our community and for our age group. So thank you.
Hey, I appreciate you. All right, don't make me blush no more. Too dark for that, especially under this lighting. It wouldn't be satisfactory. All right, guys. Well, today, again, I announced this our season finale, so you know we come in with the ish. The conversation that's been around the Black community has been the talk about the bonnets. The bonnets. Okay, so those of you that don't know, Monique recently went live and discussed her thoughts on going different places like the airport and seeing Black women in pajamas and bonnets. And her thoughts essentially were not necessarily of shame, but she was advocating that people should take their appearance more seriously. Her tone was in the sense of, and she even said it herself, of the loving auntie who wasn't trying to hurt your feelings, but wanted to tell you her thoughts for the best. And so I'm torn on this topic because one, I feel like I kind of don't have a dog in the fight. But when discussing that with a few women, I found out that being neutral is not the place to be in this topic. So I wanted to bring it to the squad first. So, ladies and gentlemen, I present the Squad Goals season finale. To bonnet or not to bonnet, that is the question. So, to crack us off, let's get it going. Of course, I'm gonna go to the most controversial one in the room.
Wow.
Your boy Black from the EBH show, bro. What are your thoughts on the circumstances
2020
surrounding bonnets?
To bonnet or not to bonnet, I guess I personally don't care for the bonnet, but if you can just wear what you want to whenever you want to, I guess it was only fitting I do it too. Who am I to judge? But I don't think but on some seriousness though, with Monique, let me be serious. Because they say Black can't be serious. So like one of the main things that I hear a lot of is about tone. And so Monique to me came with a loving tone. She's a woman, and I believe women can relate to women. She would understand the tone concept, and she delivered it, and I would think it in a good tone. But she still got blowback for it. And all she's saying is like, let's start having a standard for ourselves. And I agree with that. And it's tacky to me when I see people just like wearing pajamas. It started with the pajamas, but we really didn't say nothing too much about it. We just like snubbed our nose at it, but then it became the bonnet with it too. And then now it's blankets and all kind of stuff. So I just don't think it's a good look. And then these are the same women that say that men are out of pocket for sagging.
That's a good point. I see where you're coming from, bro. So I wanted to kind of switch to the women because we're going to go back and forth with this topic. So any other women would like to step up and kind of give their thoughts on Monique's message and also what you think about the bonnet situation?
Lauren, do you want to take it first?
Okay, so I definitely don't agree with the bonnet. I've never, ever, ever done it because that was literally instilled with me. The rollers in your head, the bonnets, the head wraps. My mom was just like, don't you ever catch me. Let me catch you walk out the house like that. Now, I am guilty of the house shoes. Let me tell you why. Because I'm like, okay, these Uggs, it don't matter. They cute. They sparkly. So the house shoes, I'm guilty of. But the bonnet is a no-go and pajamas is a no-go. But I do put my house shoes on because I don't wear these ones that I wear outside. I have some for the house. I know they're supposed to be house shoes, but I'm definitely guilty of the house shoe wearing, but not the bonnet. I don't agree with it at all either. So I felt her when she said that.
All right, Jess, what about you? What are your thoughts on it?
All right, let's do it. So I was so aggravated that Monique got fallout from this. I had to call my best friend. I was like, we need to have a best friend talk about this. So clearly I'm very much in agreement with Lauren. I was raised the same way. Like if Jonetta ever caught me walking out the house in a bonnet, like immediately I would get checked. That's not something I was raised to do. Back when I was in college, Lauren, you remember when the wrap was in? Like when you would go get your hair wrapped and get the set and you would wrap it around and you had the tie around that you would wear. Like I wore that one time to class. I had an 8 a.m. class my freshman year And I felt so out of place. So I never did that again. So the bonnets in public, it's a no-no for me. The PJs in public, it's a no-no for me. I think there's a way to be casual, to walk out of the house and be casual, and you don't have to put so much effort into your look. And I'm not even talking about, like, I'm not even saying you got to throw some lip gloss on and anything like that. Like, you can easily throw a sweatshirt on, you know, some shorts, basketball shorts, whatever you're most comfortable in, and still be presentable. So, but walking out of the house in a bonnet, it's just, I'm not in agreement with that. And the problem that I had with the fallout was these Black women of influence and affluence coming at Monique. And one woman, y'all, I've admired her for years, but I really had a problem with her argument. Her argument was protect Black women. Sis, that phrase was meant for Black women that are being harmed by police, or if you're in a domestic situation, not when you're being corrected on wanting to present yourself with some standards. And the reason I brought that up and what I'm trying to segue into is that I don't like that it's gotten to the point where we can't receive any type of correction. That's a problem. And there's no accountability. Let's say you do currently walk out the house in a bonnet. Let's just say you do. What's wrong with hearing her message and saying, maybe I do need to adjust my behavior. Maybe I don't need to do. What's wrong with that? Why does the response have to be Monique is anti-Black? You have anti-Blackness in you. I think that's where I have a problem, where the argument went completely left. And I personally would rather hear this from another Black woman instead of a Karen. So, like, where's the line? So that's all I got. I'll kick it back to you, sir.
No, I think that's a very valid question. And I'm going to sprinkle in this here. That was part of the reason why initially, when I heard this story, going to be honest with you, I was like, nope, not touching this with a 10-foot pole. And I'll tell you why. I feel like we've gotten to that point where it's tough for men to have a say in anything that involves Black women receiving correction or any sort of constructive criticism. I feel like it's a lot of times perceived as an attack when that's not the case in some instances. Don't get me wrong. I believe one of the most controversial / popular things to do is to attack Black women. But in this case, I didn't see it. But at the time, I felt like for a moment, I didn't have a dog in the fight. So I took the sidelines for a little bit. But I'm going to hand it off to our brother Eternity, bro. Like, what are your thoughts on this whole bonnet debacle / Monique hate train?
So I know that Monique has said a lot of stuff out of pocket. I don't think this was one of them. I think the blowback that she received was pretentious. You know what I mean? Like, ladies, you know what's acceptable and what's not. I can understand if, you know, maybe you got something going on particularly, but then also I think that there are ways around it. You know what I mean? Like, as Black people, we grow up around Black women all of our life who have taught us how, I say teach us, but I mean, yeah, men and women, literally. We see them talk about protective hairstyles. We see them talking about having to wrap their hair, do this, do that, X, Y, and Z. You know, unless you are preparing for something and you just don't have the time, I don't understand why the need for the rollers in a bonnet in the airport or, you know, the store, X, Y, and Z. You know, I heard, you know, say something earlier about the house shoes. You know, well, I mean, they make Crocs, bro. Like, but at the same time, it's almost like I have seen some shoes that I'm just not a fan of now. Like the furry slipper looking house shoe things. Like I don't understand that either. But to each his own. I mean, if they comfortable, they comfortable. Like you, Jeremy, I felt like I didn't have a dog in this fight. To be honest with you. But I know that I do kind of. It ain't really none of my business. But I mean, when you do see women just look like they didn't want to be out in public, it's like, why are you out in public if you didn't want to be here? You know what I mean? Like take a couple of minutes, throw a ball cap on. I don't care, sweats, ball cap, tennis shoes. Not saying that you got to be, X, Y, and Z, but I'm not a fan of it personally. But once again, like it's not my body, it's not my choice. I noticed that things continuously cycle around this. It's just like a consistent goal for cancel culture to cancel everything, basically. It's we do what we want to do all the time. We don't care what you think. If you think something other than what I think, I'm a cancel. And I think that's becoming an issue. So that's the biggest thing.
I agree, bro. I've seen the kind of the rise of this cancel culture thing, and it's scary how quickly people are coming to try and burn down her legacy.
Right.
Like and what's interesting is so many people were with her in this whole cancel Netflix thing.
Yep.
And now that they say she says one thing that they don't agree with, now it's flipped on her. And
Right.
on a interview I recently did, I was talking about how cancel culture is like a cancerous weapon. Like it's uncontrollable. It goes with the sway of the public emotion at the time. And we all know emotions doesn't dictate justification. Let's just keep it 100. So I want to hand it off to Jared, bro. Like, what were your thoughts on what transpired with Monique, bro?
Just like y'all, I don't have a dog in the fight either. But, as a guy, when we walk out and we see, you know, a group of chicks or even one or two chicks, just bonded on, hanging out to the side like Black had, you know, these these pajama pants and all that look like they too big and all that. It's just out of a place of, just check out how you carry yourself. Not that we have a problem with you being comfortable out in public, early in the morning or right before you catch your flight, but it's not about exactly what we're seeing, it's what we know other people are seeing. You know what I mean? Like, we don't want to see y'all get judged. Like, if I know you, Jessica, and I see you out with a bonnet on and stuff like that, I'm gonna be like, how are other people looking at Jessica? I know her personally. You feel what I mean? Like, when you see a bonnet, one of the first words you probably hear in your head is ghetto, no class, or some junk like that. So if I seen Jessica out with a bonnet on, I know Jessica, so I wouldn't automatically get that, but I would get. I hope she know that people are judging her. You know what I mean? Like, but people, like I said on previous lives, people just love to argue. Point blank, people just love to argue, no matter what it is. They want to argue about something. It's a bonnet. You know what I mean? And she didn't get on and slander you for wearing a bonnet. She just said, be aware of how you carry yourself out in public. You you can't get mad at somebody for just saying, hey, look, I know you doing this, but that might not be the best way to go out into the world. You know what I mean? Without just putting on a ball cap, brushing your hair just for a few minutes, and wearing pajama pants and all that good stuff. Like I said, people gonna do what they want to do, but I just feel like people just want to argue with somebody. And for the protect Black women, a lot of celebrities sees other celebrities fall out. You know what I mean? Like, you ever seen a celebrity getting bashed for something and then another celebrity go speak on it just so they can get some traction for themselves. I think that's what Protect Black Women was, not so much as can't nobody talk about, my black women. It's more so, well, they on Monique right now. Let me have a say so people can know that I'm on their side. That might make them go listen to one of my songs. You know what I mean? That might, that might make them follow me on Instagram or something like that. So I also think other people use the council culture to bring traction and attention to themselves, to make themselves relevant. But I don't know, man. I just think people argue with you about whether the sky blue or not, So I don't know.
Good point made. I definitely feel like there are people capitalizing on this, and that's the scary part about it. Like you take an already divisive topic and you find a way to come out on top of it. I mean, I know it's a business move, but it's like getting your money in blood, like at the expense of someone else. And that's something I really have a problem with. Now, I read this quote earlier today that had to do with what this topic entails. And it's from my fraternity brother. His name is Quentin Carter. He said, he was always told to mind his business, but if you were to ask him his personal opinion, he dresses how he wants to be addressed. I'm going to repeat that. He dresses how he wants to be addressed. So I think that applies here. I understand that sometimes when going on a trip and stuff, you want to preserve your hair. As somebody who's new to locks, I completely get it. I completely get it. But there's a way and there's a time and a place for everything. So I want to shoot it back to Black. What is something as a male, you think we could do, or is there an approach that we could take proactively to approach a woman about this particular topic? Because I've run into several situations of, well, this is kind of a woman's thing. You really don't have a say so in this. I've run into that. So what do you think would be a cohesive way or a conducive way, let me say, to discuss this topic with someone?
Well, to be honest, because if Monique can't do it, we definitely can't do it. You know what I'm saying? So the thing about the whole thing is like, why act like the stereotype? Like you said, you think ghetto, and it's not just in the airport, it's at the Walmart, it's at the wherever, it don't even matter. And so then, as a man, we could say we don't have a dog in the fight. But I feel like I have a dog in the fight. Because if you don't, like they say, we don't protect the black woman, this is one of the ways we're trying to protect you. Okay, you want to live in a society like you can do what men do. Okay, so there's going to be some things that women don't understand that men go through. Fine. But what we're saying is you got to kind of move like this, because image is, image means a lot. You know what I'm saying? And so if we're coming to you and say, hey, sis, that's not cute. Who are you talking to? Okay, well, my bad. Now, Monique, Auntie Monique comes, she can't say nothing. It's all bad. So, I mean, we got to draw the line somewhere, because if we didn't draw the line at pajamas, now if we don't draw the lines at bonnets, I don't know what's next. I mean, what, lingerie in the streets? What we doing here? Because everybody got new bodies? What we doing? So I don't know. But what I have heard though, because black love the women, I'm gonna take up for y'all sometime. They say they dress like that to have men not approach them, because they don't want to be approached, because they feel like if I don't look really, really good, then men won't approach me. So I don't know how valid that is. Maybe the ladies can shed some light on that. I don't know.
So the first thing I want to say is, men, or just in general, black women have always literally been held to a higher standard. Like literally, like me and Jessica said, like embedded as a child, like don't wear this, don't wear that, don't put your hair like this, don't go out looking no kind of way. Like you have to be presentable, just like you said. That's what I feel like Monique was saying. Like I'm sure she got the same speech. You see what I'm saying? And granted, that's what when we see those girls with the bonnet and stuff, and they're like, oh, that's ratchet. you know, and that's only because I feel like everybody got the same speech. But it's very, sometimes it's exhausting being held to this standard because everything is nitpicked. Like everything is nitpicked. And that's kind of how I feel like with Monique. She could have said, I don't feel like she said anything not valid. And what Black just said about how I've seen women wear these things. I'm sorry, my kids are like trying to talk to me. Wear these clothes out in public. Like that's valid. I've not put on pajamas, but I've put on like some raggedy clothes before, so like nobody would like not even approach me. So like, okay, if I look like a bum, maybe they won't say nothing to me. So that is definitely, I've done it before. But it was never like a pajama kind of thing. But I just feel like it's already hard. Like I just feel like I don't understand why we keep having to put a Black thing on it. Like why does it have to be a Black thing? You know, because white people do it, Asian people do it. Like I've seen a lot of people look ratchet. So why does it have to always be a Black thing that's centered around don't do this? She came because she know that Black women are always ridicule the hardest. I feel like, you see what I'm saying? So I feel like that's why she came in as an auntie, like, okay, y'all, you know. So that's kind of my piece on it, and I feel like that's really where she was truly coming from, because even though we see everybody else do it, we can't do that, and that's literally how we were raised. Well, how I was raised, rather.
So a few things, Lauren. One, girl, you cute. So you putting on a trash bag is not gonna keep a nigga from stepping. I'm sorry, but that's not gonna help, sis. And the other thing is, I don't know if you realize this, girl, men, they don't care. They don't care. If they want to step, they gonna step.
I've learned the hard way.
Girl, they gonna step. Girl, even in the pandemic, we were masked up. Hey, cutie.
I care.
Some of y'all do. You're right, Black. But to address the other things you said, I agree that Black women, it does feel like we have been held to a higher standard. And to be honest with you, for a long time as a Black woman, I carried that with me. It was the, let me, make sure I'm on point in this way as far as what I'm wearing. Let me make sure that I'm on point as far as my hair. Let me make sure that I'm presenting myself this way in the corporate environment so that they don't think this way about. I stopped doing that because, like you said, that's exhausting. That's beyond exhausting. And I feel like, fuck it, that's not my responsibility to try and change your perception about an entire race of people. Because the reality is, if you have that prejudice, whether you have a positive or a negative interaction with me anyway, it's not going to make a difference because you had that going into your interaction with me. So that has to be up to you to choose to educate yourself and want to change and want to have a different opinion on not just Black people, but other people of color. So for me, that's one thing that helped me to release that. And as far as it being a Black issue, I think the reason that it became a Black issue, and I'd be interested to hear you all thought on this, is just because as Black people, we have to protect our hair and we have to use certain products on our hair. We can't use what Becky and John can use. We just have to use different products. So I think because it's primarily Black people wearing bonnets, that's how it became a quote unquote Black issue. So yeah, I definitely think it shouldn't be looked at as a Black issue, but I think that's how it became a Black issue. And then also, like I said earlier, I think we got to get to the point where, yes, there are certain things where, yes, I will be right there with you picketing and boycotting and calling out racist claims or what have you. But this was not a situation where we need to be pulling the race card. This was a situation where we need to look within and look to our left and look to our right at our girlfriends and be like, sis, the SpongeBob bottoms, the SpongeBob pajamas, don't wear them in to pay your water bill no more. Don't do that. Don't walk into Mobile Area Water and Sewer Board no more with the pajama pants on when you got the lashes on but you got the pajama. Like, I'm telling the truth. I'm telling the truth. So, and this is coming from a Black woman. We got to tell each other the truth. And you can tell someone the truth in a graceful way. And I think that, again, like Jeremy said earlier, that is what Monique did. And she still got dragged because we unfortunately live in a time where it's hard for people to be held accountable. And they don't want to be held accountable. Everybody wants to live how they want to live with no one saying anything, no consequences. And that's not the reality. But I'm gonna close it out. Jeremy, you asked Black the question of how can we as men address this? Friend, I care about you too much. Don't do it. Don't do it. I don't want to see you get attacked. Just if you in a room with my sisters, just stay mute. Just stay mute.
Hey, point made, note taken.
Yeah.
All right. So I wanted to ask something, and this was just trying to define why this was an abrasive issue. So I'm gonna hand this question to Wyatt actually. Could this be a generational thing as well? Like seeing that she is an older woman, an older Black woman, and I often see a lot of competition or a lot of abrasiveness between women. Could the fact that Monique came from a previous generation and said this also, rub younger women the wrong way?
I'm gonna say I don't know because it's a woman to woman thing. I'm not really qualified to deal with that one. However, I think it's difficult now to tell certain people anything, like everybody has been saying, even if it comes from a place of love. So that makes it unfortunate because, like, realistically speaking, everybody's judging you no matter what you do and where you go. And like I know, the old adage is like when you step out the house, you're interviewing for you never know who's watching. You know what I mean? So I think that may have been where she was coming from. Just being able to say like, okay, you want to always put your best foot forward because if you dress well, then you feel well, then you do better. That's all. That's how I was raised. So I'm not saying, to me, I just feel like we got too many other things to be worried about than what Monique said about a bonnet. You know what I'm saying? There's too much other shit that's going on in the world to worry about that. So that's my point. I'm sorry I couldn't answer your other question though.
Hey, I'm not mad. That was a trap anyway. Eternity, your turn, bro.
I kind of disagree with Wyatt. I don't think it's a trap. I think that when you talk about like it being a woman to woman thing, you are absolutely correct. But in the proposed question, it's because she's coming from a different generation. I think that's absolutely it. I spend more time on Twitter than I probably do any other social media. And a 21 to 23-year-old defines anyone over the age of 30 as old. You know what I mean? Like there is an entire generation that is 10 years, 12 years younger than some of us. I don't know. I know some of y'all are probably still in your 20s. I'm in my mid-30s. And, I see it. You know what I'm saying? Like I work with it as well. You know what I mean? Like sometimes some people listen and sometimes they don't because they feel like they have everything figured out. They are hustlers, they are scammers, they are the lead and driving force behind what OnlyFans became in this pandemic. Like they are the generation of I'm gonna do it the way that I want to do. A lot of us were taught that there are steps to doing things, and as long as you do X, Y, and Z, then you'll reach X, Y, and Z. But them, they're like, oh no, fuck that. We just want to go A to Z, and we want to do it now. And it's that mentality to me that also drives this thing of, well, you can't tell me shit about me. I'm me. You know what I'm saying? So I know we got some other stuff that we're going to cover, and I can kind of tie one of them in with this. So I'm going to hold that thought. But I just wanted to kind of put that in there.
For sure. Jared and then Black.
I think it is a generational thing that's just different by age group, and it's just the fact that I had lost my train of thought. Um, these young kids don't know, they don't have the ability to decipher constructive criticism and judgment. You know what I mean? Some things we have to be able to take constructive criticism on, and some things people are trying to tell us how to live our lives, but they don't have the experience to know the difference. And that's why they think they can just go A to Z, because they think everybody doesn't know what they're talking about. You know, it's from the music, all the posts that go viral. You know, they feel like, well, Jeremy told me that I need to have a resume. Such and such didn't even have a resume, and now they're a millionaire. Why am I gonna listen to Jeremy? You see what I mean? Like, they don't know what to and what not to take, constructive criticism on. You know what I mean? All they know is, if somebody trying to tell me what to do, they toxic. If somebody trying to tell me I should do something this way instead of that way, that's a problem. These kids are not wired anymore to listen to what somebody has to say, evaluate it, and go from there. Like, everybody feel like they're getting challenged morally for some reason, or people are just trying to tell them how to live, but that's not true. And I just had this conversation the other day that the mothers are getting younger and younger and younger. So grandma is mid 30s, 40. So she still think it's a hot girl summer. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of these mothers and grandmas haven't even reached the age where, maturity and all that stuff has really sunk in, where carrying yourself and understanding how people look at you and the way you present yourself, why it's important yet. Like, they don't know, because they became parents early and didn't get to live out their hot girl summers the way they wanted to. You know what I mean? I think I think it's a difference between I do think it's a difference between the generations, because the teachings is different. The morals is different. The access and all of that stuff is just different from the way it used to be. So that's how I think about it.
All right, Black. What's your thoughts, bro?
Um, yeah, good point. Very good point. Because I was talking to one of my young cats, and he was saying, like, only in the hip hop community is where we don't value our OGs. Like, when our OGs try to tell us something or share some game on experience, that the younger generation feel like they can do it, whatever way they want to. Which, I get it. You want to innovate, but you can't just forget the baseline of how you got to the point where you are. And so we know that they say you dress for success, right? So you don't want to, let's say if I'm out in the public somewhere and I run into a A&R somewhere for Spotify or something like that. And this is not a stretch, because I've been in business meetings where this kind of stuff happened. I just look rough like this, but I'm just saying, like, I run into the A&R, hey, I got a podcast, boom, boom, boom. The views is good, whatever, whatever, whatever. Then they ask you, so how was his personality? How was he? Oh, he was cool, but he was dressed like whoop, whoop, whoop. Okay, I get it. You want to stretch it a little bit. Let's take it to the top of the totem pole. Let's look at Jay-Z. I bet the first time Jay-Z wore Jordans in a business meeting, they was like, what? But he was doing it gradually. Now look at his hair, only because he's rising status. Now we got just a common everyday person thinking that, accept me how I am. I don't have to prove myself, because I am who I am. Like, I've already made it. So now we've already we just got to the point where we understand how to move in this world. We haven't been free as people that long. So I don't necessarily think it's a gender thing, like, or a race thing when we say, white women and other cultures do it too. Yeah, that's true. But the microscope is always on us. But also they go to like these schools where they teach the little girls to brush their hair 100 strokes and do all this stuff. So maybe not so many of them put off that perception of it being ghetto. And no matter what it is, they're gonna attribute it to us, which is not fair. But I just think they're just more well-rounded in that area. We're just getting to that point, like, well, we understand it, but we went from slavery to Jay-Z in a matter of like 70 years, and we've been enslaved like 400. So I think the OG Monique was just saying, calm down. Let's look. This is how we're gonna need to navigate in this world. I'm telling y'all this out of love. Can y'all please just consider this? That's all I think it was.
I think it's scary when we're at a point where, and what's crazy is Monique used to be that person that was, I don't know if y'all remember her early comedy, like Big Monique. Big Monique was outlandish. Right. And there was a couple of times she was approached by, significant women. And the only difference she took, and she even discusses this, is that she was accepting of it. She, instead of being in her feelings, and I hate to say it that way, but that's essentially what it is. Instead of being in her feelings, she accepted it, processed it, evaluated what it was, and then adjusted. I think that speaks volumes given the type of person she was. Even if somebody who was a comedian, and we know the faux pas when it came to Black women comedians, and that's why the Queens of Comedy was such a big deal that it was, and why it's a landmark the way it was, because those women are just as funny, if not funnier, than some of the kings of comedy. I'm just gonna keep it a buck because I personally think that DL Hughley is trash. But anyway, that's a whole nother topic. But I feel like if they are on the same level as us, they should have the same amount of skin as us if they've been in the same position as you. Going to what Black said, if they're the OGs, if they're the ones that came before, then you should know this. But I think that might be a fault of upbringing, kind of what Jared said, because I think a lot of people don't really know that Monique used to do like raw comedy. I think with things becoming so commercialized, I'm just gonna say it, because BET fell off the way it did. I think that platform having this message, if it was the BET of old, would have a totally different impact than her going on Instagram. And what I mean by that is BET at one point was a pristine company. Like, yes, we had, Comic View, and we had these movies that was funny and stuff. I saw Players Club all the time on it. But at the end of the day, I remember BET News covering Black news over the United States. You know what I'm saying? Like, I remember key stuff like that. I remember during the day they'd have random programs just about successful people around the world. So I think because these avenues have dissipated a bit, I think it's kind of hard to be that community again. So I think if we embrace the type of media that celebrates us and highlight those people that came before and show prominently what they did, I think this will be a little bit more acceptable. Not, and I hate even to say acceptable, but a little bit more accepted. But I appreciate y'all. Did anybody else have any thoughts on that? All right. Well, I'm gonna move to my second topic, and this kind of plays a little bit into this. I wanted to talk about double standards real quick. Now, this was a topic that was brought up in our chat. And since we're on the topic of appearances, we're going to discuss this a little bit. So why do you guys feel, or why do you think there is sort of a double standard when it comes to the physical alterations when it comes to women versus physical alterations when it comes to men? Whether we're discussing like hair extensions or makeup or full-blown injections or things of the matter, why do you think it's more cool to ridicule men who do this and it's more freely accepted when it comes to women. And this is a toss up for whoever wants to go first.
I think like the perception that we have as women is that you all care a lot less about your appearance than women do. So I think when you do see a man embrace certain enhancements or cosmetic surgery, I think it's surprising, because what we've always been told and somewhat experienced is not that you all don't care, because men, I think, are more particular about their looks. Like, the things that you really focus on. But overall, like, you're hard up to come across a man that has a 5-step nighttime skincare routine. So that would be my first thought with it.
Okay, and I find that interesting, because what confuses me is a lot of the skincare products that I have, as far as soaps and things, have been presented to me by women. So so it's like, okay, and it's like, okay, I'm using the stuff you gave me to enhance a feature or just to promote healthier skin, but that is seen as either gay or metrosexual. Like, you get labeled real quick when it comes to those things.
Okay, so with that, I think that's just somebody nitpicking. Like, I think men should take pride in their appearance. Like, I think if you all want to, you should go get manicures. It feels nice. It feels nice to go get a pedicure and sit in the chair and get your calves massaged and take care of yourself. And I think you all should take care of your skin. Washing your face with Dial soap is not what's up. I think that more men need to learn the importance of hyaluronic acid and retinol. We'll leave that for another night. But I do think that's important. So I think more so what I was thinking is, like, if you see a man getting, like, I'll take it there, butt implants, Botox, the calf implants, that's the thing. So that's when we're more surprised, because, again, the impression that we've always had is, like, those are more so things that women care about. So when you come across men that do it, it's like, oh, okay, that's interesting. That's interesting. But no, that's not gay to take care of your skin. All the men listening, get a skincare routine. It's a good idea.
Okay, well, we going there. I'm gonna go there all the way then, Jess. I'm gonna go there all the way. I have seen where guys get, like, breast implants. Now, I was gonna take it in levels. I was gonna slowly escalate, but you kind of you jump 2 steps on me. So I'm gonna take it back down just a little bit. Why is it an issue when I see I have a frat brother who is a barber, and he does hair piece installs, and his company name is I Create Confidence, and I'm all for that. But all throughout comments of me researching these videos, just checking it out, just seeing what he does for people, it's ridiculing. Like, and I get a joke is a joke, it's the cookout. People gonna jank. That's just what we do. It's our labor of love. But it's specific to when men get, like, hair pieces, or they spray in the sides to, kind of hide the balding. Like, why is that an issue? But when a woman goes and puts on lashes, or she gets hair extensions, this is acceptable. Like, all of a sudden, I'm hearing men becoming vain, or false advertising is something. I've even seen a whole hashtag on Twitter called false advertising. And I'm like, really, guys? Like, we going there?
I think you have a point. I think you definitely have a point, and it's not right. I think that just like women have certain physical insecurities, men have that too. And at the end of the day, people just want to be confident and feel good in their skin. So if bro want to spray the sides, if he want to get a hairpiece, like, let him do that. I'm sorry y'all go through that.
Oh man. And speaking of being confident in your skin, I'd like to give a shout out to one of our sponsors, Blendia by India. And if you go to our website, blendiabyindia.com, and you use the promo code 2020 skin, you'll get 15% off your order. But back to our people. Like, I wanted to hear from the men. Like, what are y'all thoughts on this whole back and forth on why men can't do these changes or do things to kind of bolster their self-confidence? Because I'll be honest, I'll be transparent. For the longest, I couldn't get earrings because it was a church thing. So I would wear magnets. And one time I took out my magnets, not realizing where I was, in front of a group of women who I thought was my friends, and they lit me up. So what are y'all thoughts on this whole concept of a man has to be, I guess, 100% upfront versus having these augments? What are y'all thoughts?
Bro, I seen a woman that I know for a fact got a BBL admonishing a guy in the gym because he was a big guy starting his weight loss journey. That is delusional behavior. Period. That is a delusional behavior. There is something wrong with people who hold these double standards so high. I think that what it boils down to is that not all, I have to make sure I say not all, but we recycle fashion, we recycle music, we recycle ideas, we recycle movies. But something that I've noticed lately is this train of thought that is trying to be recycled about, I just want, a good man, this and this and that. And then they talk about how, their granddaddy was loyal. Granddaddy had a whole separate family on the other side of town. It's like they want these particular types of men, but you don't want these men to do for themselves. You just want these type of men because that's who you want. Too often there's just this, I want what I want and I'm going to get what I want. I don't give a damn about you. And I think that's why the double standard exists. For the longest amount of time, to wear in an age of baggy jeans and tall tees, when someone wears a suit, he was automatically assumed to be gay. She said something about like the manicures and the pedicures and stuff like that. Yo, man, I sold jewelry for 5.5 years. One of the first things I learned working in the jewelry industry, and a guy told me this, he said, you speak with two things. The first thing is your actual presence when you greet somebody. The second way that you speak to somebody is with your hands, because we are constantly showing thousands of dollars of jewelry to these people that you want to spend their money to. Now, how do you think people take it if you're dressed in a really nice suit and you go to hand them this $10,000 diamond and you got dirt under your fingernails? So it has very little, women have a thing about when we talk about, like, men will say women, oh, you're beautiful without this, you don't need this makeup, you don't need these lashes, you don't need this, you don't need that. First thing women say is, well, I don't do it for you, I don't do it for men, I do it for myself. So if I want to go get a manicure, if I want to go get a pedicure, if I want to have a 5-step skin treatment at night before I go to bed, if I want to do all of that stuff to make myself more attractive, to make myself more presentable, what's the issue? It really shouldn't be an issue. But once again, I think it's learned behavior. Everything that we do is learned behavior, period. We take in what we see, and social media has created this this Instagram thing. Like you have to look, be, do everything a certain way. And if you don't do that well, you know what the youngest say, you the ops. Like you're not in contention with, you know, what they want to see and what they want to do. Women want thugs to give them roses and write them poetry. That doesn't happen. But
Man,
they won't. But the guy that does will give them roses and will write them poetry. Oh, he's too soft.
I'm so man. I do have a health tip though for women. Um, you know, they know that women spend a lot of money in the healthcare industry, so they dilute their stuff. So if you have something similar that you can find in a man's form, it's a little bit stronger and you don't have to buy as much. That's from Black, because Black little women.
Appreciate that.
So here's the thing
Thank
about
you.
double standards. I don't think that there is no such thing as a double standard, because that would imply that we are all the same if we were to take everything off the table, that men and women are the same. Women gonna like to get pedicures and all that stuff because that's what feels good to them, to make their skin glow, because that's what they use to attract men. Men usually not do, they usually do blue collar jobs. They don't really worry about that. So that's not on the forefront of their brain, because we're different, because we're doers by nature. But I'm not saying that you shouldn't go get a manicure. It does feel nice. It is presentable, because I remember when Janet Jackson said, "You don't even clean your nails." And I never kept my nails dirty from that moment on. So I get it. I get all that. But to imply that we're the same, that just because you enjoy that, that we would enjoy that, that already messes up the whole dynamic, because now we got to compare what we're doing for each other. And so as far as these enhancements, is like, for men, the difference, women do these things because they think that's what men want. They go get the butt, they go get bigger boobs, they get the Botox, like you said, because those are the sexual visual cues for men, right? So now, if you was to say that we're all the same and men do that to attract women, right? Women, then they would have to decide, okay, is this fake on the man? Is this real in the man? You know what I'm saying? They already have a hard time determining what kind of man is a quote unquote real man, or quote unquote alpha man, or a beta man. They already have a hard time getting around that whole spectrum already. So no, if men go out and start enhancing in their abs, you know what I'm saying, have hair that's not theirs and stuff like that, what happens is now her intuition gets circumvented. And now she's been fooled. Now she's gonna feel bitter about it. I promise you, if you got with a woman and she thought you was a certain kind of way and you start peeling off layers on her, it's not gonna work. It's not. And that's why I'm not saying it's a double standard, is because our burden of performance is different as men. Like if your hairline started to go back here, cut it all off, bruh. That's all to it. I mean, that's how I look at it.
That's a good point. It's funny when you was talking about start peeling off layers. I couldn't help but think about that Fresh Prince episode where
Oh yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm a millennial. That's where my brain goes. But I wanted to hand it off to the rest of y'all niggas because y'all is quiet. What are y'all thoughts on this concept that, you know, you're kind of in a box? But I get what Black is saying. Like, when you curve that intuition of I can decipher or use my I call it the Black woman superpower. I can use my superpowers to determine what type of person this is and what his goals are. What are y'all thoughts with this whole thing?
I think that just wishing people is crazy, man. Like, how can you go get the fake boobs, the super long lashes, the 30-inch weave, and then get mad at a dude like me who can't grow a beard to go get a beard extension so I can have one like eternity? You feel me? So how can you have hella bad acne? Like I'm talking about Nestle Crunch acne, but you know how to apply makeup so well that I wouldn't know. You know what I mean? Like, how can, some women mask themselves so well and all the stuff that you can go buy at the store, but, a man can't get the spray on, or the man can't get the extension on the head, or the beard put. I ain't gonna lie, I was amazed when I seen a nigga get a fake beard. Like, I was blown away. But like, how can y'all want real when y'all don't offer that much real? And another reason why a lot of men don't take care of themselves is because they're gonna get called gay. Like, I mean, come on, we literally had a conversation where we was asking ourselves, was breakfast gay? You know what I mean? So if a man can't do simple, like, I seen a post probably yesterday or the day before. A dude said, men don't wash their behinds because that's gay. Look, man, come on. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I read the comment. Oh yeah, that I don't get close to my behind. So like, what do you do? Like, what, like, you must just burn your drawers after every day. You know?
I must be gay for like 15 minutes out the day.
You know what I'm saying? Like, them drawers can't be pretty, my boy. Like, if you don't touch that behind, dog, your sit down has to stink. You feel me? So so it's just the fact that, it's a lot, like I said, it's a lot of women that has to get the 30-inch weave because they, you know what I mean, they hair dumb nappy, or it ain't long at all. You know what I mean? Like, or they have to wear the wig because they know, well, men like this, or, Meg the Stallion hair look like that. You know what I mean? Like, so many women go through every day trying not to look like themselves. You know what I mean? So they can get the kind of dude that they think the rest of these women is getting. And then they go on to say, well, I want a man that got the abs. I want a man that got the jaw. I want a man that got the teeth. All right, you wanted teeth, I went and got veneers. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? You wanted somebody with abs, I went to the dude who do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you wanted a dude with dreads. I had a fade yesterday, but I got you. You feel what I'm saying? Like, so I want this, I want that, but I want it to be real. I want it to be you. Cause if one of y'all ladies on here went out with a dude, bro was looking good, you know what I'm saying? He was waved up, all that good jazz, and he had a beard. And when you seen him the next day, bro forgot to put his beard on. Or bro was scratching his face at dinner and a little bit of his beard peeled off.
Keep telling with
now,
it.
I know you fucking lying.
Exactly. Exactly.
See, you feel me?
What in the world?
That's the equivalent of that wig coming off a little bit when you said you were Indian. You feel me?
But my whole thing though, y'all, it's so funny listening to this conversation, like, because y'all men say you want a specific thing, right? You say you want a specific thing, but you got a woman like me that I had long locks. I done had long weave. I done had braids. I done just dyed my hair platinum blonde. I mean, so the question is, I mean, it ain't for everybody. Like, y'all say y'all want this, but y'all really don't. Y'all like those women that got the weave. I mean, not per se, not probably y'all per se, or y'all like those women that got the big old chest and the big old booty. I mean, I'm blessed with all of it. So, I mean, I'm natural, but it's just the point though. Like, that's what I'm kind of not getting that, because Black say that it's not a double standard, but I feel like it is.
No, because we like looking at it, but we don't like.
Some men Some
Yeah.
men, a lot of men, only say they want that because it looked like that's what everybody else want. Like,
Right, but it's
have
like
have
when the layers start peeling off, like you said, when you get this girl who look like a trophy, and then you
mhm.
get her home and she can't cook, she can't clean, she can't do nothing but look pretty.
We don't want that.
Blasian, let me
Right,
Blasian, let me tell you though, that's a fantasy for us men. Like that's no different than y'all expecting a man to show up and do everything for y'all, come in like on a white horse. Like that's our optimum like our premium thought, like a woman that got the 36, 24, 36. But a lot of men already know they don't qualify for that. So what
well,
happens?
what's the difference from me having blonde hair today and then put my wig on it and being like I'm from Malaysia tomorrow?
Glad you asked.
Go ahead, but
So the thing about this is, what kind of man you want to attract? Forget what most men think they say they want, because women do the same thing. They say they want a nice guy, but then they go chase the guy at the party in Las Vegas. So you already know. You look at what people do. So let's say if you want a certain type of man, see what them type of men like. If a man like a woman with like a certain kind of man don't like color in women's hair and like it to be natural, rock it natural. Now you say you rock your
Right,
hair natural, but then you was like, man, they don't decide because you looking at different
right,
ways of looking at it. But now
right,
most men, 68.2% of men, I promise you, if you hear them saying, look, we want to have you wear your natural hair, that don't mean you have to wear it all the time. We understand it's a lot of work, but we don't want to be a year, 2 years in a relationship and I ain't even seen your real hair. Now
right.
I feel like you've been
You're a
misrepresented.
fraud.
Yeah, you're
Right,
a fraud. So, but imagine that, right? Because women can take the shortcut. Men cannot take the shortcut. That's why I say it's not a double standard because we're different. We got a
right,
burden of performance. Women, when they're born, they just is. They start receiving all kind of love and adulations and stuff like that. Men got to work themselves up to that. So that's why we shouldn't even compare the two. So when a man do that, scratch his beard and it come off, and then you're gonna look at it and be shocked because that's a visual cue. Like, wait a minute, that ain't real. Even if I was a man and I saw a man and we getting ready to square up and one of his abs popped up, I'm owning. You know what I'm saying? Because it's a visual cue that's not real.
right,
Because you're not putting the actual work to do that. Because you're not putting in all of what it takes to be that premium thing. Now you taking a shortcut and thinking that you should get the same kudos or perks that a person that actually put that work in.
right.
I know I talked a lot. I'm sorry, y'all.
No,
No,
I get it.
no,
I
no,
just
you were telling us.
no, I definitely get it. It's just when we have these conversations, it's always funny to me because I've seen it all. I've seen the first question is what you do to your head, or you know what I'm saying, or what's wrong with you, or it ain't nothing wrong with me. This is what you see, what you get. You feel me? Like it took me a long time to get here, and which I know why a lot of women change it up a lot. But it took me a long time to just be like, I love me, whether I got my locks, whether I got a fade, whether I got this. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I was asking. Like, is this fantasy thing like a everyday thing, or is it just this is just what you want to look at and then go find somebody real?
but that's because you aren't doing your hair, specifically you, to attract whatever kind of man there is. You just doing it for you, which can't be said about a lot of women. A lot of women change their hair all the time because they're trying to appeal to 10 different dudes.
Makes
My
sense.
wife, right, my wife, I love her natural hair. So when she take her weave out to get ready to, get her hair redone, I'm gonna take this opportunity to play in her head as long as I can until she until she get her hair done again. I love natural hair. I hate weave, but she's still just as beautiful. Like I'm not gonna, you know, be scouring other women while she got weave, and then once I can see her natural hair, I'm like, oh yeah, I'm all over you. I mean, it's just the person that you with. Like it's just who you select. You know what I mean? Like, are you gonna love them whether they look like Lil Bill or not? You feel what I'm saying? Like but that just comes down to it. Like a lot of women are changing their hair, changing their body, because they trying to appease they trying to say, well, men want this, so I need to be doing that. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I think men want that, so I need to go do that. So that's where the facelift. Well, now he want big titty. Let me go. You feel me? Let me go back and do that. I just seen him looking on Instagram, liking the pictures of the girl with the big behind. All right, let me go get one of those. When you doing it just for you, that's way different than you doing it because you trying to attract a certain grade of dude.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Like men window shop. They can look good on Instagram and be barely wearing clothes. That's cool. But how many men would actually be proud to say that every other dude on the internet can know exactly what that girl got to offer? Men window shop.
Yeah, but it's the difference between window shopping with no money and you got the ability to go in there and get what you window shopping at. Most men, they window shopping and ain't got no money, and they know that. But see, women don't know that, so they be like, "Well, everybody keep looking at this. So if I want to find a man, let me go ahead and accentuate this. I kind of want to do that anyway, and you can take it from my stomach. Okay, cool, let's do it then. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? So that's the whole thing about that. Like women are they're overestimating men in that sense because they know they're not going to end up with that type of woman most of the time.
I feel that. I'm a little bit in the middle with this one because I look at it like this. Not to kind of re-hit the points you guys hit. Okay, I have twerkers on my Instagram. I've subscribed to a good 100 of them. It's good to look at. I put it like this: do I want them? Nah. And it's not because I don't think I could pull one. I think I got the personality of a goddamn billionaire. And you know what I'm saying? That's just my confidence. I think I could talk to him and pull him off conversation. But this is the thing. I like watching horror movies. One would think I love horror movies, right? Do I want to live in one though? Fuck no. I just like to watch it. It's just something fun to look at. Same exact principle. It's cool to look at, but do I want that? No, not at all. It's just something shiny and cool to look at for the moment. And like Black said, I think people are overestimating what this really is. But that's just my take.
But that don't mean don't come with no booty. We like squad.
I can't.
You know, we live in a binary society. They'd be like, okay, they don't like that for real. Let me put my bonnet back on, and you know, I'm just talking for real.
So Danae posted this real quick. Most women do things to either attract for self, but mostly keep up with other bitches.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. When women say they doing it for themselves, that's probably like about 2% of women. Come on now, let's keep that 100. Y'all doing that for some kind of, we social beings. You need some sort of social acceptance, especially if I go look on your Instagram and it's cracking. So you ain't doing it just for yourself. I
agree. Because you ever seen a bunch of women get together and start feeling on each other? Be like, girl, you got this big old ass. Like, look, it's like shit like that. I see that so prevalently. Like, it's funny to me. It's like, but you are like glamorized by your friend's ass and titties, like y'all squeeze each other and shit. But anyway, I'm gonna change gears unless anybody else had any final thoughts. Mr. Stokes, you good, brother?
I'm here. Chilling. I ain't had nothing else. I was enjoying the conversation.
All right. Well, I'm gonna move to this next topic, and we're gonna go from there. Now, of course, men, holiday coming up. A lot of us will be celebrating. I'm not gonna say us because I'm not. But Father's Day is coming. But there seems to be this trend of takeovers. See what I did there, Buck? When it comes to Father's Day. Father's Day is getting this thing where a flood of people, and I'm just going to call them what it is, a flood of bitter people are just taking over the day. And there's even like a petition to kind of change the name of the day from Father's Day to make it Parent Day. And I don't think that's cool at all. So I want to present it to the squad. Why do y'all think so many bitter people, and I'm saying people loosely, are trying to take over Father's Day? Like, why is that such a staple in their life? Not everybody jump out first.
Oh no, I got this one. So like I'm a single dad, so like my son's mom's not actively like all the way there all the time. So like you don't see me trying to jump on Mother's Day and being like, oh well, because I'm out here doing this by myself, I'm taking Mother's Day too. No, like accept your holiday and just shut the fuck up. That's all I'm saying. Cause yes, there are some shit dads, but there also are some shit moms. But in the same instance, 99.9% of the time, y'all laid down with him and y'all made that decision. So as an adult, you gotta stay with whatever decision you have. Like they didn't just become ain't shit people after they just nutted in you. They didn't just they wasn't shit beforehand. So just be able to understand the consequences of your actions. I laid down with somebody one shit. I'm gonna say it, and then after that, I ended up having to do what I had to do. That's it. That's all.
Very well said. Anybody else got something to say?
Well, I don't agree with women taking Father's Day. I don't take Father's Day. I mean, my baby's daddy, they cool. You feel me? I even buy them gifts from their kids. That's just me. Um, but that's just because that's just me. But I know a lot of women do it because they play the role. But I also they play, do they mama and daddy. However, I don't like how they make it seem like they wear the pants. Like it's a man's holiday for a reason. But that's not something I do. So I agree with Wyatt. Not all of it, but not the whole. You know who you're sleeping with part. But yeah. So I mean, I don't agree with it at all. But sometimes I do feel like as a mother, the kids give them more. What's the word? Give them more praise. Like I can tell you one thing my daughter said, but her dad bought her like a regular little toy or something, and she's like so excited about this damn toy, right? But I'm mommy. I do 80% of the stuff, 90, and she tells me, well, mommy, I'm used to you doing it, mommy. That's what you're supposed to do, as if um her daddy not supposed to do it. Like I'm like, wait a minute. So I'm impartial to some of the things, but as far as Father's Day, I don't take it. So I get it.
I think that, and forgive me because I'm not a dad. I think that's a win in your book. When indirectly, I feel like that kid is throwing shade and doesn't realize it. If that makes sense.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, whoa, my dad got me what? My dad got me something? Nah, nigga. No offense, mom. You always doing the damn thing, but this nigga got me something for once. That's what I just heard. So I don't even think you should be in your feelings. Like, not saying you are. Like, I don't think anyone should be in their feelings about a situation like that. Like,
Yeah, it's just having the expectation. Like they, when you're the primary parent, they have the expectation of you handling what you're supposed to handle. But if there's something where like, oh man, I got new shoes from my mom or my dad, or I got these toys, then that's the expectation. They don't expect anything from them because they haven't provided like you have. So they know that you won't get what they need. So that's the one thing. Yeah.
I agree that that could be the dynamic very well for sure. Because we creatures of habit, so we get used to getting things a certain way. Kind of accept that. But being a father, I don't think that's shade that the kid was saying. I think, which it kind of wowed me because even children at like a young age understand innately that women are nurturing. It's easy for them to do that. Even as a little girl, she's probably more nurturing than a boy would be. You know what I'm saying? So when mom do it, it's kind of like it's natural. You know what I'm saying? And it's unfair to a mom to have to do both roles, because as you said, like the mother and the father, the father is usually there as a disciplinarian. He's usually the harder one, the one that's kind of more stern and won't let you do certain things, or always trying to correct you or something like that. So
I hate that that's an unwritten rule though.
So
because that's the truth.
And so then when the father does something outside of his masculine frame and do something that's like what would be perceived as nurturing or like giving a gift, it's never about how much the thing costs. It's about the expression. So then for the kid, the girl sees, oh, he's being nurturing, so she's gonna suck that in. Because it's a different kind of love coming from a man, because your father's the girl's first example of love from an opposite.
I can get that. I understand that. That makes sense.
So from an opposite sex perspective, so she's gonna internalize that differently. It's no shade to you, because like Jeremy said, like kudos to you, because imagine if she didn't have any of it, or if she just had a portion of it. You know what I'm saying? Then she's gonna be seeking for it in other places. So it's not no shade to you, and I really hope that you don't take it as such, because it's just all love, I think.
I think that I think Father's Day has become bash my deadbeat day. You know what I mean? And that takes away from fathers that are actually present, like Wyatt. You know what I mean? Like people like Wyatt, who takes care of his kid, deserves his praise on Father's Day. You know what I mean? Like it's not the day for you to talk about, your deadbeat daddy who ain't seen his kid in 4 or 5 years, or you know what I mean, or he want to have sex for him to give you money for the kid and stuff like that. Like not that well, you chose him, but it's the fact that it's Father's Day. Like you you shouldn't be looking for over the top credit on Father's Day. You know what I mean? Like you have a day for that, Mother's Day. Because if Wyatt was to go on Mother's Day and say, "Hey, I'm the mama too," then they'll be like, "Man, what's wrong with this man? It's Mother's Day." You know what I'm saying?
No, not doing that one.
But they don't do that on Mother. You notice they didn't try to change it on Mother's Day. They tried to change it.
No, not at all. So let fathers have Father's Day. It's not Bash Deadbeat Dad Day. It's Father's Day. It's not Sperm Donor Day. It's Father's Day. The active parents, the people that are the parents that are there, the men that are present. This isn't the day that you join forces with the rest of the you feel me? You join forces with the rest of the moms and stuff like a Power Rangers, and y'all power up and become anti-deadbeat. That's not the day for that. It's Father's Day for the real dads out there. This is not the day for y'all to come together and share y'all baby daddy experiences. And that's really all I got to say about that.
Sir, you said something about they wanted to change it to Parents' Day. If you have a Parents' Day, Mother's Day goes out the window too. If you want to do that, and we want to talk about, goes back to that double standards talk. If you're going to eliminate Father's Day, eliminate Mother's Day with it. Make one day, make it Parents' Day, since everybody want to be so fucking equal. But I'm hashtag Team FTK, so that's all I'm gonna say.
I'm sorry, I laughed so hard. I did not mean I was trying to get to my stop.
Me too.
That was funny as shit. You said, hey, but I'm with you, bro. Like, I only see that. Well, I ain't gonna say I only, but majority of the time I see this type of tomfoolery is when it comes to men, and I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. Like, I actually hate the fact that, like, anytime now with social media, we celebrate one thing, like the outliers feel like they have to be seen. You know what I'm saying? It's like, oh no, recognize me. Like I seen a post where a dude was like, black women are awesome. And a woman from the Caucasus Mountains was like, no, all women are awesome. And brother was like, no, I said what I said, black women are awesome. Like, why do everybody feel like they gotta have a say in everything? Like they just gotta dip their toe. Like, I'm gonna say this, and I'm get around to our final round of thoughts. Like I saw another post where someone put, name a song that you feel all black people should know. And someone white commented. I was highly upset. I was highly. Someone, a person of color, posted a meme saying, hey, name some songs you feel all black people should know. And a person from the Caucasus Mountains commented. I was upset. Like this wasn't for you, cuz like why can't we just have that moment? This wasn't for you, cuz
we let we let Gary Owens to the barbecue, so why can't they say something? That's why I always have a problem with us letting other people come to our barbecue. Because then when they start talking, then we feel some type of way. And I'm like, we should feel some type of way from the jump. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because Gary Owens married to a black woman. That's a white comedian.
Not anymore.
Huh?
Not no more.
Yeah, I gotta take y'all home.
He got the black experience.
And you gonna sit in the car? Huh?
So what you say?
Oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't know I was on. I'm sorry. Look, and he fussing. I'm like, wait a minute. I'm sorry. And I'm agreeing with him. Sorry.
But yeah, I would. To those of you that don't know, Gary Owens' wife filed for divorce, and I thought it was very well handled. You know what I'm saying? Only thing she asked for, and I know this is completely unrelated, but the only thing she asked for is what he typically was sending home to her. You know what I'm saying, to keep things going. And I felt that. I thought that was the right thing. You know, keep that same energy is what I heard. You know. But I wanted to kind of wrap up and get everybody's final thoughts of the night. Season finale, y'all. This has been it. This has been it. 6 long months of doing this. And I thank each and every one of y'all. But final thoughts, anybody can go up first. I don't care.
Oh, I thought you had another topic.
We'll say that one for another edition. Right. I'll say that.
Ladies first.
This has been awesome. I'm so grateful that you have given me this opportunity and to get my point of view across without being this typical angry black woman or this typical stuck-up person that, well, some people may see me as who don't know me. So that really means a lot to me. I love y'all. I can't drive, so hold on. Okay, I gotta get on.
Cool.
All right, well, I appreciate all y'all, man. This squad goes, but I'm always looking forward to it. It's on the calendar. You know what I mean? So, yeah, y'all some real, inspiring individuals. I'm liking what everybody doing. I love to see everybody succeeding, taking their life into their own hands and starting businesses, building followings. Jeremy, I applaud you. I admire you. We've been talking for the last 2 days. And so, but the rest of y'all, man, I appreciate y'all. I'm glad that I met you. I love all y'all. And being a part of Squad Goals is a big deal.
You know that part of church when they be like, are there any visitors? And like nobody moves. This is what's happening.
I'm looking at Jessica like, you ain't never been before.
So I just want to say thank you again for the opportunity, sir. Like I said at the beginning, I appreciate you for sharing your vision with us. Each time we come in here, I'm able to learn something from each of you all. I really respect each of you all's thoughts and opinions and the way you see the world. And I think you all are very admirable individuals putting good things out into the world and walking in your purpose by doing so. So I think that's very admirable. And hey, here's to a great season and up from here. One more thing, guys. Thank you for the male's perspective. It has taught me a lot. This has also been a lot of therapy for me. But learning the men's point of view has opened my mind a lot as well. So thank you for that as well. What Lauren said.
Squad goals.
Right.
Nah, man. It's just to echo the sentiments. This is fun. I didn't get to get on as much for season 1. But I've tried to be here for every episode of season 2. And it is a blessing to be in the number. Everybody has great perspectives on this show. And it's always good just because we all have like different backgrounds and we all have different interests and different just energies. But when they come together, they create like something awesome. So shout out to you, sir, for allowing us to be a part of your baby. You know what I mean? I know how this is. And I'm going to do the cheap plug thing just because I'm a part of the 2020 Podcast LLC. Please say the LLC. The safe word drops every first and third Friday. And if y'all haven't checked out this 2-part episode that we just did on fetishes, I suggest y'all go listen to it because it's funny as fuck. And then we got something real special coming up for the third Friday and the first Friday in July. We got another 2-part episode coming through. We did our first in-studio interview with somebody that we talk about a lot. So I don't want to give it away just quite yet, but y'all make sure y'all follow the Safe Word on Facebook, all the social media, subscribe to us on YouTube, Spotify, wherever you, Apple Podcasts, wherever you listen to your podcast. It's going up. That's what we do. Safe Word.
Yeah, so it's always been a pleasure. I didn't know anybody besides like Jeremy before this. So then getting to meet and talk with new people and hearing their dreams and their aspirations and also their drive to be better than what they were, today is really been inspiring. And being able to kind of talk to some of these people outside of, just the squad goals has really been a big thing as well. Also, since we're doing cheap plugs, I have the Blurred Syndicate where Sir and Buck is on there. So we talk a lot of shit about nerdum stuff, pop culture. We review movies. We do One's Gotta Go. So it's always fun to be able to like shoot the shit. And then Jeremy always cusses and drinks on there, so it's always a fun time there.
Every single time.
Wow. I might need to hack into that to see that side of you.
Yeah, then. Yeah. Come on in. Because we
join the BS.
I'm scared to get on the safe word. I God forbid I get turned out through a podcast. I'll be mad. Hey, for real though, sir. You, bro, I had words in my mind, but you know what I'm saying? Words don't really do it for me, bro. You should already know how it is with me. You took me in, bro. I'm the newest member. I talk the most, and I told you I'm gonna lock down the West Coast for you when I come back, right? So that's what I'm trying to do, so we can make this 2020 Podcast LLC. Please say the LLC thing, a very real thing, not just in the South, but everywhere. So I'm just gonna do my part. Thank you for letting me come on, man. Once I found out, I was like, I've been missing them. I pop up. I might not hit him no time, but I'm gonna be like 20 minutes. Like, y'all going on? What's up? So I appreciate y'all letting me get my perspective out there. I've learned so much. I don't know everything. I just throw it against the wall and see if it stick, y'all. Hack into the EBH Black Show. Everybody Hate Black Show. We on YouTube now. So now that we going on a hiatus for a second, I'm gonna put it on my back for a few months and just hack into that. I'm gonna try to pull these guys on one at a time when they want to get that fetish. See what I did there to get in there, and while they taking a break. So yeah, just hack into it. It's good. Thanks, Jeremy, for sure.
Hey, for sure. I appreciate all of you, man. like I said, 6 months is a long time. So to those of you that feel like, God damn, how long y'all gonna be gone? This is gonna be the last Squad Goals of 2021. We'll come back 2022. And just like it was a shakeup from last season, there'll be some old faces, there'll be some new faces, might be more faces, or it might be less faces. Shit, I honestly don't know. But one thing is for sure, we will be back in 2022. So that being said, bro, it's your boy, Sir. This has been Squad. We love you. God keep you, and we are out.